another video. This is my December wrap up. So yeah, I'm actually filming from the office because all of the Christmas decorations are down in the library but I need to put them all in boxes. But I needed to film this first. I'm filming 2 videos back to back, so there's going to be 2 videos from this location, but then I should be back in the office. No, I'm in the office, in the library. So I have, how many books did I read? 6 books in December. So I'm going to start from the lowest rated and work my way up to the highest rated to end the video on a high. So first of all, we have 3 stars was The Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan. So this is obviously a bookshop set at Christmas time, as the title states. So in this we follow Carmen, and she basically loses her job, so she ends up moving to Edinburgh. Yeah, it is Edinburgh. So she ends up moving to Edinburgh and she starts to work in this old bookshop, just to basically help the owner out a bit. She's going to stay with her sister, and in her eyes her sister has it all. She's got a family, she's married, she's got this big lovely house. So Carmen is a bit of a whinger, let's put it that way. She's not the best character. I just could not get on with the character. So this is why it's only 3 stars, is because, yeah, of the character really. And then there was a slight romance, but considering this is meant to be a Christmas romance, there wasn't much in the romance side of things. It seemed a bit something or nothing with the romance, if you know what I mean. But I did love the setting for this. I did love the fact that it was about a bookshop, and I did really like the character of the old man who owns the bookshop. So there were some good things about this book, but there were also some things that just didn't, I didn't like. So yeah, I gave this 3 stars. It's not a bad book, but it could have been so much better. But I just could not gel with the main character, Carmen. She was very whiny. It was like her life was so horrendous, and I don't know. There was just something about her I just could not like, which is not great when you're reading a Christmas romance when you're meant to be liking the characters. But yeah, it is a bookshop set at Christmas, so people might like it just for that. And it is in Edinburgh as well, so the setting is superb. Then we have a 3.5 stars. This is Keeping a Christmas Promise by Jo Thomas. This had the potential to be a 5-star read, without a doubt. It could have been 5 stars. However, there was a lot of repetition. So in this story we're following, it starts with 4 friends, and they all make a bucket list. One of those friends passes away, so the remaining 3 decide they're going to fulfill the passed away friend's bucket list. And one of the items on that list is to basically watch the Northern Lights on her birthday, which is I think like 2 days or so before Christmas. So in Iceland as well. So the 3 head to Iceland, and then what happens is they basically get snowed in at this place, and this local, class as the handsome local guy, comes along and is basically helping them. And there is a little romance between our main character, is it Freya? Yes, Freya and this guy, this local. And I absolutely love the setting for this as well. It's based in Iceland, and it's very, remote. It's quite a remote setting, and I just absolutely loved so much about this book. And I did really like the characters as well in this one. But the only reason why I just could not give it any higher, I couldn't give it 5 stars, is because the repetition. We hear the same story over and over again from our main character, Freya. And at one point she tells the same person it about 2 or 3 times. And I was like, how many times do we as the reader need to know? Like, I get that she's probably wanting to tell all these different people, but then she tells one person like 2 or 3 times the same story. And I'm like, no. I can't deal with it. It was absolutely driving me mad. So for that reason, yeah, I couldn't give this any higher than 3.5. But at the back of the book, there are some amazing Christmas recipes One of them is this lamb stew, which Paul and I did for Christmas Eve. But there's things like fish stew, and if you love books that have a lot of descriptions about food, and you're a bit of a foodie at heart, then you will love this book, because the descriptions about the food and what they're eating, and it's all about them all coming together and eating around the table, and all of the food that they create and make in Iceland. And when the storm does hit, they make up massive batches, and they basically go around to all of the people that live in the village and distribute the food. And it's all about community spirit and found family, and just there is a lot that you can love about this book. There really is. I did really enjoy it, but like I said, the repetition ended up making me give it a lower rating, just because it was driving me insane. But other than that, it was a really good book. And then at 4 stars we have Christmas Miracles at Hedgehog Hollow. So this one is basically following the Wildlife Rescue Centre and the people that live there. We have Samantha and Josh who own it, and they're basically expecting their first child. And there is someone called Fizz that works there as well. And it's all about their lives really at this rescue centre, and it's set around Christmas, and there's some like possible Christmas miracles that 2 of the characters are hoping for. I don't know, I did really like this. I think it's just very nice to see a bunch of people that have come together because of this rescue centre, and they, you know, the love for one another and all of that. I think is just a really good story really. Yeah, I don't know, it just, there was some heartache, and there was this whole thing about will they find happiness, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. So yeah, I would recommend this one. Out of the 3 Christmas reads that I read, this is probably the best one. And another 4-star read, we have this chunky book, which is Homecoming by Kate Morton. So this is set at Christmas, but it's set in Australia, so it's like a summer Christmas. It's not, you know, the winter vibes with it, but it's kind of like a mystery. Yeah, it's kind of like a mystery. Basically, there has been a tragedy that had occurred within a family like 20 or so years previously. And when Jess, who is living in London, she finds out that her nan, Nora, has fallen down the stairs. And it's down a flight of stairs up to the attic where she would never usually go. So Jess gets on a flight over to Sydney, and she wants to obviously make sure that Nora is absolutely fine. Nora's actually in a coma at the hospital, so while she is waiting for Nora to come around, as it were, she starts looking into what Nora was possibly figuring out. And there was a lot of research, booklets and things like that around. So yeah, it's kind of like a murder mystery. I did really enjoy it. It is a very big book, don't get me wrong, it's a very large book, it's very chunky, but I don't know, there was something about it that I was like, you know what, I am really enjoying it. It's very character driven, and I did like the characters in this book, and I just wanted to continue reading constantly because I wanted to find out, you know, the connection with this murder that had occurred many years prior. So it is one that I would recommend. I gave it 4 stars. And then we have 2 5-star reads. So first of all, we have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This is the Mina Lima designed book, which is obviously the one that has, you know, the pop out bits and illustrations on every single page. It is absolutely stunning, and obviously I would definitely recommend trying out the Mina Lima, any of the books. They've got 3 of the Harry Potter ones out now. So obviously the Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets and the Prisoner of Azkaban are already out. I obviously believe that they're going to do the rest. They also have like Peter Pan, they have quite a few different books as well in the range. And so the 2 people that own the studio. They actually were the designers on the first Harry Potter film set, so they know what they're doing. But the books are absolutely stunning. I absolutely love them. They look good on the shelf as well, but I just absolutely love reading these, and especially around Christmas. For me, Harry Potter, the whole world of Harry Potter is perfect around this time of year. And then lastly, we have The Drift by CJ Tudor. So this is a thriller that is set in a very snowy, isolated place. We have 3 different groups of people. So we've got one which is a coach full of students that ends up crashing. There's one that's basically like a cabin or like a fort, this really secure place out in the middle of nowhere, and that's got some survivors in there. And then we've also got a cable car, and basically everyone on this cable car wakes up and it's just stranded in the air, and they don't really know what's going on, but there is a dead body there. With the coach, it's been crashed. It seems to be deliberate, and they can't get out, and they're actually trapped inside this coach. Obviously half of the people in there are already dead, and the other half, they need to survive. And then in this, like, it's not really a cabin, it's probably more like a large facility. In this large facility, they start to realise that someone amongst them is a killer. So yeah, we've basically got 3 groups. They're all stranded, no one is coming out to rescue them, and within each group there is a killer, and it's just superbly done. It is superbly done. I absolutely thought this book was brilliant. It's very tense, very edge of your seats kind of thing. And there is also a virus as well within this book, but it's more extreme as to what COVID was like, because there are what people call whistlers who had the virus. They didn't die, but they're not fully like a human person anymore. And that was kind of scary as well. It was kind of scary seeing this whole apocalyptic world after this massive virus basically wiped out so many people. And so they're also trying to survive from that, but also within each group they know that there's a chance that they're going to be killed by someone within that group. But each group is connected as well, so when you get to the end of the book you figure out the connection between all 3 groups. Oh my gosh, it is so well done. CJ Tudor, God, get my words out, does a fantastic job. She really does with thrillers and connecting all the dots and bringing it all together. I kind of was that, it was a bit of a surprise when it's time for the author to reveal what the next little twist. I don't know, I just thought it was brilliant. I really did. There's just something about this book which I would definitely recommend to people, because it's perfect for reading at this time of year when it's really cold outside. You want a good thriller, you want to just wrap up in a blanket with a hot cup of tea and read a good thriller. And this is superb. It's definitely a great read, and I'm glad that this was the last book of the year as well, and I'm glad that it was a 5-star read, because I just thought it was brilliant. I really did. So there you have it. Those were all 6 books that I read in December. I kind of thought I might have got a few more in, but I think it's been really busy. Also, I'm filming this a day later. This is it's actually now the 1st of January when I'm filming this, and I wanted this to be filmed and up yesterday on the last day of the month, but yes, there was a bit of a washout, as it were, so nothing was done yesterday. So I'm catching up now. I'm going to be filming my January TBR and getting that up this week as well. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked this video, and hopefully you can find some books from this list that you can put on your December list next year. So this year, no, we're in 24 now, aren't we? Oh, there we go. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video.